Well, we are always looking for new members, and anybody any horse enthusiast. You don't necessarily have to own a horse or a Mustang. You just have to have a love for the animals and come out and just enjoy the good people that are in our group. I've been with the Friends of the Mustangs for 20 years, and I got interested when I adopted my first Mustang in 1989. And I went home and trained the horse myself and decided that I wanted to get involved with the group.
I grew up in Rangeley, Colorado, and consequently I was around wild horses as a kid. The horse thing comes to me easily as far as the gene pool goes. So when I came here and started looking at the horse lists that we keep, which shows the individual horse, its sire, its dam, when it was born, and the area that it lives in, and it's in a chart form. So that was easy for me to look at an individual horse and then look down the list and find its sire and then see who his parents were, and then look up its dam and see who her parents were. And then in my head I could create 4 and 5 generations of lineage on the individual horse that had caught my attention. And one of my techniques for memorizing it was just to focus on a particular horse and who it was related to for a few days, and then move to another horse and just focus on that one for a few days, and then started putting it together. And as I'm looking through the list, I'm thinking to myself, wow, this horse is related to this other horse that I'm showing a lot of interest in. And I found out that just by looking at it that there was 2 particular studs up here that had the same sire with 2 different dams, and they looked nothing alike. And so then I traced their common characteristics, their physical characteristics, to their sire side, and the uniqueness in each of these individual studs to their dams. So their individual uniqueness again came from their mother.
I feel that the American people are the guardians of this land, and that we need to take care of it, not only for the horses but for us and for our children. I've been with the Mustangs for 5 years. I helped with one of the roundups or gathers, helped cook. I've been out here several times with the crew to fix fence, cut down trees.
I've been a volunteer for the BLM for a long time with Friends of the Mustang. I like working up here more than anything else. I like seeing the horses, but I like working on tanks and fences, and so for one thing, I know the horse range really well because I've been doing it a long time, and I did it with Gerald, and he showed me all these little spots. And then I've been quite adventurous, so I've found a lot of little spots by myself. And when I have good riders with me, then we all find good spots. We've got quite a diverse group, which makes it really nice because we all give our part. And it all comes together that the horses get taken care of really well.
People need to be educated on the Mustang. They're a little bit different than a domestic horse. Friends of the Mustang, we come up, we work with BLM, we fix fence, these buildings and awnings, we oil them, try to do maintenance on them. Water tanks is a big one, making sure the water is coming from the spring to the water tanks, and keeping track of horses, taking pictures, logging them, finding new ones they may not know about, logging them. But there's a lot goes on up here, and fencing and water tanks is probably the biggest.
I'm from Pennsylvania. Actually, I live in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, east of Pittsburgh. And I've been coming probably since the mid to early 90s. Ginger. And I just come up and help count the horses and help with the range, fix water tubs, a little bit of everything. For me, well, of course I get to come and see my friends and everything, but it's nice to know that somebody's out here helping and taking care of the horses.
It's the love and of being with the horses, and I think at some point, if you've been here long enough, you will adopt one.
Yeah.
And Sarah actually adopted one from off this range and has it in Pennsylvania, which that's a long road trip, but yeah, it was well worth it. And we find out that I also do compliance for the BLM. Have in the past, and I find out that people who have a lot of horses and say have one Mustang, that's usually the horse that they take.
They can go just about anywhere.
They're a wonderful horse, and they aren't going to do anything to hurt them that's going to hurt you.
Come join FOM. Come in and have some fun.